Are you tired of playing small and ready to step confidently into your greatness and share your unique brilliance with the world? Well, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Sabine Gideon, and I've dedicated nearly 2 decades to empowering individuals and leaders as they confidently navigate the twists and turns of life and career transitions. If you're seeking direction, connection, or just a little push to play bigger, consider this podcast your VIP pass to a community that genuinely understands your journey. Join me every week for candid conversations and practical guidance designed to help you navigate the challenges of life and business, foster a growth mindset, and cultivate meaningful connections. It's time to embrace your inherent power, define your unique purpose, and prosper in every aspect of your life. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Power, Purpose, and Prosperity. I'm your host, Sabine Gideon, and I am excited to be here on a solo episode. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and just wanted to hop on real quick and share a couple updates on what's going on with the podcast, what's been going on in my world, and the changes since I last shared some of the shifts that were happening within the organization. So if you are completely new to me, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. In addition to being the host of this show, I also serve in the capacity as an executive coach, a speaker and facilitator, as well as an author. So welcome. And for those of you who have been around, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you here. And I look forward to sharing some updates with you, especially those who have been following and subscribed to the podcast for a while. So first and foremost, I just wanted to highlight the last series that we've been on, which was adapted from the PowHer of Money series that I did live last year. And so hopefully these last few weeks, you've been able to tap in and get some amazing advice, tips, actionable things that you could put in place to help either, restore your relationship with money or take it to the next level. I think we as women, we as professionals, we as individuals, whatever category you fall in, I think it's so important for us to be able to leverage money as the tool that it is to help us, push our purpose forward, essentially. For some people, talking about money or hearing about money can feel very uncomfortable. And so hopefully some of the messaging and some of the conversation and some of the tips that you've heard the last few weeks have allowed you to uncover if you have some uneasiness around money. And if so, where does it stem from and how is it impacting you today? And then most importantly, what can you do to move forward so that you can, have the money that you need to live the lifestyle that you want, have the money that you need to create and live out the purpose that you feel called to, and certainly make the impact that you desire to make in the world or in your community or in your home, whatever that looks like for you. And so I'd love to hear your feedback. Feel free to send me an email at support@sabinegideon.com. Let me know what ahas, what takeaways, what action items you plan to or have already implemented as a result of that series around women and money. So with that, I want to transition to give you some updates on what's coming up, what I'm working on, how it'll impact the show. And so for those of you who are longtime listeners, back in February, kind of had a little shakeup, if you will, in terms of the business, the focus, and everything else. And so I have been diligently working behind the scenes to adjust, to pivot where necessary, and to make some different decisions in how I've been running the business as well as managing the podcast and everything else that's on my plate. So with that, I've been able to add in some team members who are going to help support in producing the show on a weekly basis. So that's awesome and amazing. And I'm excited about that. I've always had virtual assistants or contractors, if you will, helping to support me here and there. But now I've actually brought on a team of individuals who are in the onboarding process right now, but will be the essential managers, if you will, of the podcast so that I can focus on finding really amazing guests, having wonderful conversations that don't just inspire and motivate, but leave you with actionable items to take. And then also so that I can focus on other elements of the business. So with that, we are in the process of the, I guess, early onboarding stage. So that means that it's requiring a bit more of my time to get them up to speed, as well as making sure that, if there were any parts of the process that need to be streamlined, that those are put in place. So while we're doing that, I actually plan on taking a break from recording or releasing new episodes just for the month of July. That will allow me to get the team up and running, get everything that we need for the launch of the next series. And so that leads me to the next announcement, where we will be releasing the episodes from the Unleash Your Power series. That's what the series is going to be called. But basically, it's the interviews and conversations that I had with executive level women, understanding what their relationship is with power, influence, and authority, and how that shows up, and giving you tips and strategies, if you will, to tap into your own power, to leverage your own power, and to use it to advance the work that you're doing, whether that's in traditional corporate environment or entrepreneurship. So the Unleash Your Power series will be released starting in August. And so that means that in addition to onboarding the new team, we are also doing all of the prep work to make sure that that series is powerful, that series brings out, if you will, the true essence of what I wanted when I envisioned it, is to really help break down any stigmas, any walls, any societal expectations that have been put on us, specifically as women, as it relates to power, authority, and influence. I mean, as leaders, we need all three to be effective and to be able to, live out whatever purpose or live out whatever mission it is that we're living out. And similar to money, if we're afraid of it, or if we have these negative beliefs around it, then it makes it harder for us to be able to access the very things that we need in order to be effective. And so this power series is obviously, the focus is going to be on the individual. You're going to hear stories on their earlier experiences with power, how it's showing up today, lessons that they've learned. And so my goal is to empower you to tap into your own power so that you could be as effective and impactful as possible. So again, that means that for the month of July, Sabine is taking a break to work a little behind the scenes. So for the next 4 weeks, we won't have any episodes released, but I encourage you, if you have not caught up on all of the episodes from the Money series, there's 8 episodes that were released in the last several weeks. So please be sure to check those out, or go back through the list. And if there are any that are sitting in your subscribe, please feel free to listen to those. So that's what's coming up. That's what's happening behind the scenes with the podcast and the business. And so to recap real quick, July, the rest of July, we are going to be on a short little break so that I can completely onboard the new team members and get the next series prepped, set up, and ready to release over the next several weeks. We have about 20 or so interviews. So that'll take us through probably the end of the year, most likely the end of the year with this particular series, and a couple of solo episodes in between that. And in that same breath, the Unleash Your Power series will be released or start to be released in August. So keep your subscription, keep downloading, because this is by far one of the best series. All of them have been good in my mind. The Leadership Reloaded series, the the Power of Money series, and then certainly this series around unleashing your power. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, I always welcome questions, comments, suggestions, whether you've been listening since the first episode released 2 years ago, or this is your very first time. I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, things that you would like to hear more about, or guests that you would like me to bring on to discuss. Again, when we shifted at the beginning of the year, the whole purpose of that was so that we would move away strictly from business and professional, which I'm still going to talk about that because I think that is such a key point. Like we spend most of our time working, but at the same time, I recognize that we are whole human beings. And I wanted to diversify the content so that we were addressing the whole person. So that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, you name it. So if you have recommendations, if you have suggestions, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me directly at support@SabineGedeon.com. And then the last thing I'll leave you with, I've been sharing this with my email list. If you're on the email list, I've shared this on social as well, but I don't think I've explicitly shared it here on the podcast. So going into the second half of the year, I have 4 coaching spots available. So this is private one-on-one coaching spots, either in 6-month or 12-month increments, or increments. So for those private one-on-one VIP coaching spots, it is very hands-on working with me. I am helping to support you reach whatever goal it is, or just supporting you in navigating life while life is lifing. So if you are interested, if you're curious about what it looks like to work with me one-on-one, please send me an email at support@SabineGedeon.com. And we can schedule a discovery call to see if it's a good fit, if coaching is a good fit for you right now. If you aren't looking for coaching specifically, but know of people in your powerful networks that are looking for a coach, a supportive coach who takes a very holistic approach and practical approach to achieving goals, to navigating life, to excelling in whatever area it is that they're looking to excel, I encourage you to have them reach out to me directly, or feel free to make an introduction. You can do that via email at support@SabineGedeon.com, or go ahead and make an introduction via LinkedIn. I welcome those as well. So for those of you who are listening, if this is the time where you feel stuck on something in particular, or you are ready to make a leap into something big and you want someone to come alongside you, not to just encourage and motivate you, but also put up that mirror when you are potentially self-sabotaging, or when you are, when you have blind spots that maybe you're not aware of. That's what I'm here to do. And I would love to help support you and or someone in your network if you're not in need of that right now. So with that, I will let you go. We are in the first week of July, so happy 4th of July for those of you who are in the US and celebrating Independence Day. I look forward to rejoining you the first week of August as we launch the Unleash Your Power series. Again, you can always reach out to me at support@SabineGedeon.com with questions, comments, suggestions. So let's stay in touch over the next few weeks. I hope that you have a fabulous summer. Of course, if you're here in the US and wherever you are in the world, I hope the next 4 weeks are amazing, powerful, impactful, peaceful, restful, whatever it is that you need. I hope that you get that in these next few weeks. And I look forward to being back on this mic with you and in your ears beginning of August. With that, have a wonderful rest of the day, wonderful rest of the week, and we will talk soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you found today's conversation helpful or got a piece of insight that you plan to implement in your life, I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on LinkedIn at Sabine Gedeon and send me a message, or feel free to leave a review on either Apple or Spotify. I also invite you to share this episode with anyone in your network, another powerhouse possibly, who you think might benefit from today's conversation. Lastly, as always, any links, any resources, or any upcoming training is included in the show notes, so be sure to check that before you leave today. Until we chat again, have a blessed and powerful week.